All right, so yesterday we learned that Hillary Clinton apparently never used the State Department email system, that she used private email when she was Secretary of State. This morning comes the revelation that that email system was owned by her, that the server was owned by her, perhaps even operated out of her home up in Chappaqua, New York. This is causing a firestorm of controversy. What a good day to have our good friend Lanny Davis, former special counsel to former President Clinton and author of Crisis Tales. Good morning to you, Lanny.
Well, good morning. I don't want to hurt your listening audience ratings, but I've actually missed you guys.
Oh, well, good. Well, it's good to have you back, especially today. All right, so we now learned that Hillary Clinton was in control of all of her email. And while she says she has turned over all relevant documents, all relevant email, so that they can be archived, isn't it true that she alone is in control of those emails, and she alone is making the decision about what is relevant and what is not relevant?
Well, first of all, that it isn't true if the State Department requests to review all the emails. If any other third-party subpoenas the emails, she, like Condoleezza Rice, who had a private account, General Colin Powell, when he was Secretary of State, used his private account to communicate with foreign leaders and conduct official business.
But weren't there different rules in effect then?
To answer your question,
Lanny,
all of them, whether she owns the account or not, would be available if the State Department wants.
Well, that is if they still exist, right? But if you own the email server...
If she's asked by the Office of Legal Counsel for some independent party to review which ones were personal, just as Condoleezza Rice held back personal ones. Jeb Bush, by the way, did not disclose all emails. He held back some personal ones.
Hold on, Lanny. Hold on.
Will be available if they're needed to be looked at. They're not destroyed. They're all available.
Well, how do we know that they're not destroyed? How do we know? If you're in control... Hold it, Lanny. Let me ask my question, please.
The only thing I can say is the one fact that you omitted is that in 2014, the rules changed 2 years after she left Secretary of State. So what she did was not only lawful, it was consistent with at least, I know that Secretary of State Powell used private emails for communicating, and there's nothing here, there's no intent to deceive as far as I'm concerned.
But isn't it true that if you go and you request the emails, and if you own the email server, if you operate the email server out of your house, if you solely are in control of that email server, well, maybe some of the emails that we all might be interested in are probably no longer on the server?
Well, I would say that first of all, the State Department has the ability to ask for a complete look at the server, and there's no...
But they might not be there.
Not even a slight hint that anything has been destroyed. So, no, the State Department can look at all of them.
Can the Congress look too?
If the Congress wants to subpoena and have somebody look at all of them, they certainly have a right to issue a subpoena. And there are lots of ways of getting at somebody's server. And I just don't know why there's a double standard, why you're not mentioning General Colin Powell.
Well, you've mentioned him, Lanny.
The law being changed in 2014 is something I really hope your readers understand.
And our listeners, we've let them know.
Applicable while she was there.
Can I ask you something, Lanny? You just said that there's no intent to deceive. And listen,
Right.
I like you, Lanny. I respect you. Probably believe that, and I get that. So here's my question for you. We now know that these servers and this email address was set up in 2009. In fact, on the very day that she was giving her confirmation hearings. When she left her job as Secretary of State, she then started utilizing Gmail and public facilities to be able to back up and have redundancy on her email system. So if the intent wasn't to deceive, what was the intent? Why did Hillary Clinton go through all of this process to register her own domain, her own servers for email? She could have used any email account. Why did they do this?
Actually, I don't know the answer. I'm going to actually be with President Clinton.
So how do you know there wasn't an intent to deceive? Wait, hold on. If you don't know why she did it, why do you know she didn't try to deceive?
Well, I don't know the answer, but I can give you a fact that will lead you to an answer. She sent out tens of thousands of emails from this account with that email address throughout the State Department. So using one email system, whether it was for private, to friends, family, or whether it was official, so everybody knew the email address, thousands, infer to me that there's no intent to deceive, and it might have been a convenience issue. But why not ask Secretary of State Powell, Secretary of State Rice?
We
had
got
her own private email. Do you know that?
We got that. And listen, Lanny,
private email.
Clinton, I love it.
Have their own private email.
Lanny, we get it. You've said it a lot, and you've gotten that talking point out there. By the way, and I love it when Clinton defenders say, "Hey, the Bush administration did it," because we know how much you hold up the Bush administration as the paragon of virtue. But let me ask you this question. We have now found out some of the content here. We have found out that she was emailing with Sidney Blumenthal, and Sidney Blumenthal, who has not worked in the government since January of 2001, is sending confidential, high-level discussions that he's had with high-level officials in the Libyan government. Why is Sidney Blumenthal operating in this way, and what is the relationship there?
Well, first of all, she's using it to communicate with friends, with advisors, with informal advisors. I don't have any idea why she was communicating other than that Sid Blumenthal is a longtime friend. But by the way...
This was not Happy Valentine's Day.
About the Bush. I happen to like George W. Bush, and I really like Jeb Bush. I'm just saying let's not use a double standard.
Yeah, we got all that.
A press release yesterday, or a comment that he was fully transparent in revealing all his personal emails. In fact, he made the decision to hold back some that were personal and some that were official. She has it all on one server. He had him on separate places. So there really is a double standard here, but I like Jeb Bush.
All right, so here's a question. As a former White House counsel, if this is a privately owned server and a privately owned domain, can she claim executive privilege on any of those emails?
No. If there's a State Department request to review all those emails, she, just like Governor Bush, would have to allow his emails to be reviewed.
All right.
Well,
I just don't want there to be a double standard here, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know all the answers.
We got that, Lanny. We got to move on the main talking point if we can't. Lanny, we do love having you on, but for 7.5 minutes, if you repeat the same talking point, it's not interesting. We understand you think there's a double standard.
Right.
Now let's answer the next couple of questions without saying Rice, Colin Powell, or Bush.
Okay.
Tell me if it's untrue that the law changed in 2014.
All right, Lanny. I think we're done.
I got one
right,
more. I want to try one more question, Lanny. Just bear with me. IRS, there's an email problem. Benghazi, there's an email problem. EPA, there's an email problem. Hillary Rodham Clinton, there's an email problem. Do you see a pattern here in what is supposed to be the most transparent administration known to mankind?
I don't see a pattern if I don't use a double standard, which I would say, in all respect, you omitted Jeb Bush, Condi Rice, General Powell, Chris Christie.
Thank you, Lanny. It is 7:15.
Time for traffic and weather every 10 minutes, first on the 5. 1 point there today.
I begged him not to answer with double standard, Condi Rice, Jeb Bush.